All right. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Up Late with Glenn and Chloe. I'm Chloe,
I'm Glenn.
and this is a lovely little offshoot video segment from the Good Movie Monday podcast where Glenn and I like to have a cuppa and a chin wag about what we've found interesting in movie news this week or something we've rediscovered. So it's just a fun little get together for us both, isn't it, Glenn?
That's right, Chloe.
Back to you. I'm so terrible. I'm trying. I'm terrible.
No. It's you put a very positive spin on things.
Absolutely. It's
All
just
right, let me
my
just
natural charm.
let me get my shit together. I should have done this beforehand, but that's all right.
Well, shall I start? Because I
Right.
watched a movie trailer today. And I would like to start off by saying I do like Michael Bay. I get a
Ambulance.
douchebag vibe. Yeah, I get a douchebag vibe from Michael Bay, which puts me off a little bit. But then I watched the trailer for Ambulance, and I was kind of sold again. So
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
that.
it's Michael Bay doing what Michael Bay used to do before Transformers,
And he's
which is
good
good.
at it.
That's
He's
exciting.
good at it.
Exactly. That's he is the perfect example of style over substance, and yet that's exactly what makes his film so appealing.
I mean, Bad Boys. There's example. That's the only example that you need. Bad Boys is just
Well,
amazing. Ambulance kind of reminded me of Bad Boys a little bit, like that trailer.
yeah.
So
See, I would say the perfect example would be The Rock, and I think this is sort of perhaps a throwback to that kind of filmmaking as well. But we're both sort of in the ballpark. I am seeing that one with Ben next week, so I'm looking forward to it.
ooh,
It
very
certainly
nice.
has me excited in the trailer form. It doesn't look like anything we haven't seen before, but it just looks fun.
And it's got Jake Gyllenhaal, so I get to perv a little. It's great. Moving on.
And I don't.
You want to perv on Jake Gyllenhaal too?
Why not? Apparently, he's going to give me a story that I can tell at the dinner table. So I'm happy about that.
What do you mean?
Didn't you watch the trailer?
Yeah. What?
That's his line in the trailer.
Oh,
You're all
I
going to
didn't hear
have
that
something
line.
to tell at the dinner table tonight. It's
I was
like this,
paying attention really
this-
well, wasn't I?
it's the standout line.
I was getting carried away with him having his music in his ears and like jamming out to some calming music and then some helicopters and explosions and stuff. So
Yeah,
I was
cool.
distracted by all the
helicopters in the
pretty
LA
noises.
River. That's pure Michael Bay for you right there.
It is. It's great. So good.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
excited for it.
always looking for some tenuous connections and links between conversations. So we'll go from Michael Bay, who made Transformers, to the new Voltron movie has the go ahead and is being made.
Yeah, I did see something about that. Is it going to be animation or is it going to be like Michael Bay-esque style?
Yeah, live action. Because this is a movie that's been on the cards since Michael Bay did Transformers. Because they wanted, the Voltron folk wanted their piece of the pie, and so it's just never happened, never come to fruition. I guess in many ways the Voltron premise is a little sillier than Transformers, and therefore it's a bit harder to pull off with some legitimacy. But
Is it part of the same world?
no, it's not. They were competing toy lines back in the day.
Oh, I see.
As if like Hasbro versus whatever the other toy line was. And Voltron, similar premise, except instead of transforming into, cars that turn into robots, these are like they turn into animals, like panthers and cheetahs, but they're mechanical.
Oh,
So Voltron
really different.
is Voltron. Yes and no. Like when you watch it all happen, it's very Transformers, and they all combine. They're like robotic big cats that combine into Voltron, which is the giant robot. When like one is an arm, one is another arm, and the other's a leg.
So it's kind of like Transformers and Power Rangers.
That's probably a good comparison. But anyone from sort of my gen will know exactly what Voltron's all about, and will probably be excited for this one. And apparently, all of the major streaming platforms are bidding for this one, except for Netflix. I think Netflix is the only one that's not putting in for this one.
Okay. Well, it's going to make money. It's going to be a blockbuster. I mean, that's just we all know it. So yeah, they want to get their hands in the piece of the pie, I guess.
Yeah, it's another franchise that's going to lean very, very heavily on nostalgia for a lot of people. So do it now before those people are too old, and the only ones you've got are people that don't care because they weren't part of it when it was big.
Well, that's kind of like me, but I knew what Transformers was, whereas I don't know Voltron. I thought it was all kind of part of the same world, so that's my naivete.
When you're a kid,
and just because I'm so young, you know.
When you're a kid in the 80s, you're either Transformers or Voltron. It was sort of one or the other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And apologies to everybody listening. There's a really bad static going on between our connection here.
No.
Can't be helped. No, it's more of a like Voltron is talking to us type of thing. Like
it's all coming full circle.
See, you sounded like Optimus Prime then. Yep. Do that again.
No. Not going to. Well, when are they looking at releasing that one? Is it going to be... well, it's got the go-ahead. Does it have a date?
No date. Well, no studios put their money up yet. Like it's been given the go-ahead production-wise, and now they need a distributor, so a platform to take it. I don't think it'll get a theatrical release. I think it'll just be like straight onto Amazon Prime.
Streaming, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's where it should go. It's a no-brainer.
Lord. Speaking of Amazon, look, we're linking straight into it. A lot of stuff is happening in TV, and I don't see a whole lot on movies at the moment, but I did see that Amazon have put out their list of what they're releasing sort of this year onwards, and there's only that kind of like two that really stuck out to me, one for good reasons and one for bad. So Sex Tape, do you remember that flop of a movie?
I do.
I was so excited for it. Cameron Diaz, Jason Segel, like, yes, and it was just boring as shit, and it just wasn't funny, and it just flopped, and it was disappointing. And Inglourious Bastards, which if you know me, you'll know that that's my jam. So I'm excited.
Hang on, what are you excited about with those?
They're being released on Amazon Prime, so they're released for streaming on Amazon Prime.
Okay, so
I'm more excited for the Inglourious Bastards than the other one.
So people like me that just like have it sitting over there, like it's not really a big deal.
Well, yeah, no, probably not, because my DVD collection has been lost for a long time. I've got about a tub left of my DVDs that have
got about a tub left.
Yeah, they're sitting in a tub because if I get them out, the kids just destroy them. They because the kids don't know what the DVDs are, so they open them thinking there's some kind of book, and they pull the DVDs out and they scratch them. Like Free Willy 2 is fucked. Like I can never watch Free Willy 2 on DVD again because they just fucked it. So they sit in a tub in a thing, and then when I feel like watching Dodgeball or Moulin Rouge, I pull them down. But
excellent. We should all measure our collections by the tub.
Yeah, I'm one tub. One tub.
You're a one tub type.
One tub. It used to be a full bookcase.
Ooh.
But it's dwindled over the years.
So a full bookcase. Like, come on, talk to me in real terms here. How many tubs is that?
That would probably be about 3 or 4.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we're talking. Ooh, 4 tubs. Keep talking.
It was probably full of stuff that you would not care to watch as well.
You would be surprised. You want to see some of the shit I've got here.
Do you just like collect the shit and just like you don't even care if it's good or bad, you'll still own it?
Kinda yes and no. Like I mean, most avid collectors know what it's about when you've got a whole lot of crap. There's a lot of pride to be taken in some crap. You know me, I have a penchant for second-rate cinema, so I do collect a lot of bad things that at the time I fucking loved, and then you grow to dislike, or vice versa. You bought them and they were shit, but over time they've gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do hide a lot of the ones that are really bad. So I've got a cupboard full of like a lot of the
ones that bring you shame.
I'm not ashamed of anything. But a lot of the rom-com types, like I've got fucking fly. Got him. Okay. I've got like a lot of rom-coms in my collection here, but those really, really, really bad rom-coms, I've got them in the cupboard.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What's one DVD that you picked up that you had never seen and you picked it up thinking, I'm gonna love this, and you absolutely fucking hated it?
I can't off the top of my head think of any, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I usually
that doesn't surprise me actually.
No, but when I buy something, it's usually with intention. So
fair enough.
The only ones that I would buy that I don't know a lot about, if it's at an op shop or something and I pick it up for $1, I'll just get a whole pile of them, and if it's no good, well, it's a good coaster.
Do you remember when shops like Sanity and Easy DVD used to have their sales where you could buy 5 for $20 or something like that? I used to rummage those bins for hours.
I used to own a video store, so yes, I do know. And I used to do that with my stock all the time.
Fair enough. Yep, fair enough. I didn't used to own a DVD store. So when I was in high school, that's what I would spend my Macca's wage on. I used to go and buy DVDs.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, you kept us going.
The one DVD that I picked up that I had never seen before, and I wasn't sure if I'd like it or not, but it was Steve Buscemi, Adam Sandler, and Brendan Fraser. I picked it up because I liked all of those guys and I wanted to see what movie it was, and it turned out to be Airheads. Which
is a comedic masterpiece. Do not sleep this one.
Fucking brilliant. It is one of my favorite. No, I never.
I thought that's where you're going. I'm like, don't
know
do
me.
It.
You don't know. Brendan Fraser, Adam Sandler, and Steve Buscemi. I'm going to shit on that. Come on.
Well, okay. Well, Steve Buscemi, Adam Sandler, Hubie Halloween.
Exception to the rule.
See, like that's where my mind was.
I have an excuse for everything.
I thought about you actually with Hubie Halloween came up again recently, so you're now instantly my trigger when it comes to Hubie Halloween. So if there's a movie I associate you with, it's that one.
Damn it! Why? No.
Because it's been such a thing between us that we even did a whole episode to it.
I mean, we're gonna have to change this because I do not want my memory tainted with that movie.
Okay, well, we'll work on that.
Okay, we'll work on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But speaking of bad movies, there's a good time for our next bit because we pre-record these shows and therefore we can't talk about the Oscars because they haven't quite happened yet. We're so close, they're just about, and then they haven't. But the Razzie Awards have happened, and we can talk about the Razzie Awards.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Go, tell me. I want to know.
Well, I mean, there was one film that pretty much swept the entire lot, which was the Diana the Musical, which is a Netflix film. Which I thought was a bit rubbish that was included simply because it's a live taping of a show. Like they did with Hamilton and blah blah blah. Like it's a live taping, so it's not really a movie per se, but it won the award for worst film, so that's always an honor.
Okay.
It also won for worst actress, a woman called Gianna DeWall. It won for worst supporting actress for Judy Kay, and then there are some others in there. So James LeBron won worst actor for Space Jam Legacy. Well, he was pretty shit in that one. And Jared Leto.
New Space Jam, yeah.
Yeah, Jared Leto won for worst supporting actor in House of Gucci.
Wow.
Which is hilarious because he sounds like Luigi from Mario Brothers the entire time. He talk like this. He talk like this all the way through the film. Yeah.
Does he really?
He really does. Because when I reviewed that, because I really liked the film, but it was a very kitschy kind of melodrama. So imagine The Godfather done by RuPaul or something like that. It was just so out of this world kitsch, and he had the full prosthetics of an old bald guy that he's flamboyant, and he's the loser of the family, that he has high aspirations, he just doesn't have the talent, but he always talk like this all the way through the movie.
Wow.
And in my review I wrote that I can't remember now, but something about you'll either because we don't know how this family really spoke, right? We don't know whether these performances are just really bad or if they're actually secretly genius because they
dead
reflect,
on,
but
yeah,
they're all pretty bad, but the movie is just so compelling regardless.
I would love it if it ever came to light that these were all like the true accents and this is how like they really spoke. It would just be brilliant.
You could find out because this is a real family that existed and there's plenty of, historical record of them. But Pablo, I think his name was. I could be mistaken, but yeah, just so funny.
That's great.
So unintentionally funny and maybe a tiny little bit of intent, but mostly just Mario Brothers.
How would you feel winning a Razzie for someone actually voted you to be the worst at your job in that moment?
Well, I mean, yeah, I know. Like, I mean, some people that have won Oscars, like Jared Leto, have won Razzies. So it goes both ways. Shows that you're not. It brings them down a few pegs when they think they're the best of the best, and not always. Rather than being the creme of the crop on the top of the cappuccino, they're the dregs at the bottom.
I mean, Jared Leto is normally pretty good, so it does surprise me.
I don't think so. See, he's another one. I think he's drastically overrated in many ways. Like particularly, I mean, a lot of these high-profile films he's doing. I mean, some have been exceptional. Don't get me wrong, but I always go back to it's Jared Leto from that teenage show from the 90s and those slashes from the 90s, and I've never really accepted him as a great actor. He's a okay actor, but he's always a bit on the nose for me.
I mean, my introduction to him was 30 Seconds to Mars, so I always thought he was a musician first and actor second. So I was quite impressed that he made that jump, but I didn't know that he was in those slashes and stuff like that. So
he was an actor long before the band came along. I can't remember the show, but there was a show. It wasn't maybe it was My So-Called Life or something very Dawson's Creek.
Oh wow, yeah.
It could be that one.
With Claire Danes.
Could be. Fact check people. It's one of those type of shows.
Yeah.
And then he made Urban Legend, which is the slasher.
Yeah, I know that one.
Sort of taking.
Yeah, I know that one.
He was the blonde guy in that. And then sort of the film that kind of put him on the map as a serious actor was Fight Club.
Fight Club, yeah, that's where I saw him for the first time.
And then Requiem for a Dream. They're the two that kind of everyone's like, oh, this guy's a fucking great actor. He's really And then I'm pretty sure after that I don't think he's done great work. I think he's done some good work.
Was he in 12 Monkeys as well, or am I just imagining?
No, that was Brad Pitt. I don't know. He might have been. I don't think so, though.
For some reason, I thought he was in that. I could be wrong. Anyway.
You could be right. You could be right. It's been a while since I've watched that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah.
Well, there you go. So, he's never really fazed me either way. I've never thought he was terrible. I've never thought he was, absolutely fucking mind-blowing. But I did quite enjoy him in, Fight Club and Requiem for a Dream. So I've always that's how I've always seen him. So to hear him like get a Razzie, that kind of like shocked me a little bit. But if he's gonna fuck around like be Luigi,
yeah, I mean, I'll let you be the judge of that.
Kind of politically incorrect.
Watch it when you see it. You'll see what I mean. You might enjoy it. I enjoyed it immensely. I really did. Gave it a glowing review. But anyway, he was good in a movie. He was in a movie last year that I really did not like, but he was really, really good. Little Something. It's the one with Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, and Jared Leto. So it was the three Oscar winners. And it was a Seven ripoff. Like it was trying to be Seven, and it just never quite got there. And
no, nothing will ever be Seven.
He played the psycho, so yeah. Anyway, moving on from that.
Interesting.
I've got another Jared Leto story for you.
Go.
Which is the next piece of news I read. I read this a while ago, and it's just gotten a little bit more traction. He has it in mind to produce the third Tron movie. Right?
Okay.
He is an uber fan of the original Tron. Number 2 came along. Most fans of Tron love Tron Legacy, which was part 2. Me included. I think it's an amazing film. But it didn't perform very well at the box office. So the number 3 kind of got scrapped for a while until Jared Leto came along and says, I want to produce it. And they went, okay, that sounds good. And then they kind of just sort of forgot about it. But it's back on the cards now, and he is apparently still pursuing it. And how wanky is this, though? It's going to be called Jared Leto's Tron 3.
No.
That's the tentative working title that they've been advertising.
No.
I mean, you don't want your name on a part 3. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you just don't want it's wanky to have your name in it. Unless you're Steven Spielberg or fucking
But they don't
Guillermo
even
del
do
Toro,
that.
whatever his name is. Like, but I mean, those are the type of people that can do that. Jared, like, stick to your lane a little bit, bud. Like,
never ever has there been a movie with those guys' names on the front. Like, you know, even the biggest directors in the world don't say Steven Spielberg's, you know, Jaws or Steven Spielberg's this or that. You know, it's a Steven Spielberg film, and it can be a Jared Leto production, but like there's a very wanky title.
It is wanky. It is really wanky. Oh man, come on.
Can you tie something in with wanky?
Wanky. There was a lot of there was a lot of wanking and sexual activity in Game of Thrones, and Lena Headey was in Game of Thrones, and she is doing her directorial debut with a thriller called Violet.
That is a really good segue. And if it involves wanking, I'm there.
Well, I'm not going to comment on that, but I would like to see Lena Headey make a movie. I'm quite interested in that, actually.
Yeah, I'll watch it for sure. She's an interesting one. I don't know if I am a huge fan of hers either. It sounds like I hate everybody, but I don't know. Whenever she's on camera, there's something about her that just looks. There's nothing authentic about her. I don't know. What was it? She was in, I think, the movie with Armie Hammer and Gary what's the fucking, I've lost his name now. Gary Oldman, about the pharmaceutical company Crisis, I think it was called, and she was in that.
Oh, I don't know.
And she just always, I don't know, whether or not she's Botox, she just always looks Botox to me, and it's like I can't get beyond the face.
Well, I mean, I've never kind of noticed that, but I did think that I do think she is a great character actor. So obviously she's done Sarah Connor from one of the Terminator movies. I don't know, I gave up. And obviously
she wasn't Sarah Connor, was she?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think she was Sarah Connor in like the Claire Danes one. And or maybe it was the series. Maybe I'm getting it.
I think it was the series, maybe.
Yeah, maybe I'm getting it confused. Right. I'm gonna Google it right now.
Okay.
But the premise of Violet, it kind of reminds me of a Thelma and Louise type thing, cool. But kind of a little bit more dark, obviously. And the two main characters don't know each other. So
yep.
Yeah. So.
She was quite good in Gunpowder Milkshake, actually. I'll give her credit for that one. I did enjoy her in that.
Yeah, that's one I haven't seen yet.
Okay.
Cool. I'm just looking it up. No, I'm looking it up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up too. I can't see it.
Terminator. It was the TV series. Yeah.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. So excuse me, everybody. I was wrong.
No, you weren't, because you still pegged her as Sarah Connor. So.
Yeah. So I did see clips and stuff like that, and I think she played Sarah Connor quite well. And obviously she was great as Cersei Lannister in Game of Thrones. So I think she does character acting really well. So I feel like she'll be able to get into those sort of that thriller sort of mindset really well. And I hope she does. Hope she does all right.
Did you see what I just did?
No, I didn't. What did you do?
I almost
you spilled something.
No, I almost took a sip from my candle.
Tastes like birding.
It tastes like birding.
I'm in danger.
Anyway, moving on. Okay, good one.
Oh, goodness me. Well, that was a really good segue. I think I'm tapped out now. No, just kidding.
Mission Impossible 8 has started filming already, and number 7 hasn't even been delivered. Don't roll your eyes. This is one of the greatest action franchises of all time, and it's a series that gets better and better. Every single installment is better than the previous.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't do Tom Cruise. I don't do him. I don't do Tom Cruise.
We won't have that conversation because we've had it many times, but I can tell you now, as a movie fan, you're a movie fan, you fucking love movies. How you cannot get into Mission Impossible is beyond me, because it is just the epitome of what fucking good action fun movie should be. It's good. It's really good.
Like, it's the same thing. I've never seen a James Bond movie. I've never seen a Mission Impossible movie. So I don't get the hype. And I've avoided it because of him.
It's so strange.
So
it's so strange because
it's not strange. It's just
it's strange.
I gravitate towards certain people and actors, and
when it comes to movies, like, movies that are made for the big screen, these are movies that are made for the big screen, and you're getting so excited about a Michael Bay movie, and yet Mission Impossible, which are infinitely better than any Michael Bay movie, are like,
look, I can appreciate. Okay, I'm not saying no. All right, I'm just saying I've never seen one, and I have avoided them because of that reason. I'm not saying it'll never happen. I'm just saying.
But now we've got a problem, right? Because let's just say that you decide, okay, I'm going to go and try these movies out. You've got to get past 1 and 2 before they get good. That's the problem, because you'll watch number 1 and 2 and you'll just go, oh, what's the big deal? Then number 3 happens and the rest is history. It's like...
Is it like a consecutive storyline, like it carries through, or are they all completely separate storylines with separate characters?
No. They're the same. Like, Tom Cruise plays the same character. Each movie is a new kind of story because he's on a new mission, because it's Mission Impossible.
Mm-hmm.
But there's threads that go through it all, like, his backstory and all that carries through. Yeah, it's.
I mean, it can't be that impossible if he's making 8 fucking movies. So I mean,
and I know you don't like Tom Cruise, but there's no arguing how amazing he is when it comes to stunts. He does all of his own stunts. He hangs off airplanes. He hangs off buildings. Like,
I can appreciate that. I can. If anyone appreciates that, that's something that I appreciate, and that's something that would make me gravitate towards it. And I didn't hate him so much.
That's the big deal with Mission Impossible, is the fact that what you're watching on camera is on camera. And most of the time, it is Tom Cruise. Like, that means they can get uptight on Tom Cruise when they've, from far behind, they can come up close without any trickery. It is him. There's no switcheroo. It's just, authentic.
Okay, I'm gonna watch Mission Impossible this weekend.
No, you won't.
I will. I'm gonna watch it this weekend, and I'm gonna.
But once again, like I said, number 1 and 2 are not that great. It's when it hits number 3, so you kind of.
Can I skip 1 and 2, or do I need to watch them to get to 3?
You can probably skip them. Probably. I haven't seen 1 and 2 for a long time, and I don't remember how fundamental they are to the overarching story. But sure. Well,
I might start at 3, or I might just.
Who was it?
Power through.
Number 3. Number 3 was directed by, I think, J.J. Abrams.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
you make really great points.
I don't think I do. I think I bully you into submission.
Bitch.
It's not persuasive. It's persuasive.
Do it.
Okay, have you got anything else before we wrap it up? We've got about 2 minutes or so.
I don't really have a lot on my list. That's kind of all I had. There's not a lot to really talk about movie wise. I mean, obviously, after the Oscars happens, I'm sure there'll be a whole lot of talking points. But yeah, there's more TV series news than there is movie news. I'm finding at the moment.
For anybody that's watching, that I say this a lot. If you've stumbled upon these videos but you're not aware of our podcast, on Monday we did a podcast and we predicted all the Oscar winners. So if you want to go back and see whether we got them right or wrong, I reckon we might have got them wrong. I'll be listening. That'll be a fun game to play. It's a very fun episode. We had Samantha Housen with us.
Yay, Sam!
Yeah, and she's also on the midweek videos, so lots of fun to be had there. In fact, earlier tonight, before this video, we did a reaction video to Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is possibly this is no word of a lie, the single most original film I think I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
And it from start to finish is a non-stop assault of things that you've never seen on screen before. It's just
in a good way?
Yeah, it's a great film. It's a great film. It explores a multiverse in a way that you've never seen before.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
all right,
really
cool.
really fun.
I like that.
directed by guys that they call themselves Daniels, because there's two Daniels that are directing, and their other movie that they were famous for was Swiss Army Man with Daniel Radcliffe and Paul Dano about the farting corpse. And so if you think that movie was weird, which it was, this one will just fucking.
It's on my list. I haven't actually seen it, but it's on my list. I saw so many things about it, and it looked so good, but I still haven't seen it. So I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's that good. Look, I know, you've got a lot on your plate at home, but if you ever get a chance before it finishes at the cinemas to catch it, it's well worth a big screen. Well worth a big screen trip.
Okay, noted. Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's about it. So, I mean, I didn't bring this video in, so you may as well take it out.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, everybody. And go listen to the podcast, because you definitely want to be doing that. Do it. Don't make me come over there. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.